Hello. I hope you are doing well. Because today, I'm going to be doing a sort of freestyle, if you will. I got my water bottle here with nothing in it, actually. And we're going to be seeing how well it sounds. Ironically, well, not ironically, but I found this out yesterday, actually. I just got this water bottle like a week ago. And the sound it makes when you have nothing in it is super hollow and awesome sounding. And we are going in raw, no pop filter. To hopefully bring you guys some tingles. So, as I stated, this is a freestyle. So kinda unprepared here, but there might be some hiccups here and there. Some awkward pauses and stuff, because I am an awkward guy. So, and I am quite terrible at coming up with things on the spot. Oh shit, that was pretty loud. Sorry about that. So hopefully you're doing well out there. Because everybody deserves to feel well. I wonder how the weather is where you are. Up here it's quite cold. Like in the negatives. And that is negatives as in negative something in Fahrenheit. I am in America, so it's pretty cold. I do know that in the South, like around Alabama, Mississippi, and all that, they're getting like thunderstorms and tornadoes and stuff, which I'd much rather have that than this shit. It sucks. And what makes it more brutal is we are at pretty much the start of winter still. Like we still got some time left until we even remotely start warming up. And in my opinion, I mean, I find winter always depressing, but I feel like the between January and March like Christmas and stuff. That can help ease some of the depression because you have something to look forward to. But not this time around. At around January is when it gets really depressing because, like, there's nothing to look forward to. I mean, yeah, you could be all happy and ready to get into March, but it drags on. It's pretty bad. And I definitely suffer from, like, seasonal depression. Like, I can get pretty down around this time of year because, for one, I feel like you're trapped inside, you know? Like, there's so much snow and it's so cold that there's really nothing to do outside, and I feel like it's so empty. Whereas the summertime or early spring, there's people walking around and there's stuff going on, and it doesn't feel so secluded. But even though I don't really like the summer as well. Like, my favorite times of the year are spring and fall. Because winter, as I've stated before, it can feel quite secluded and lonely. And it's cold, and there's snow everywhere, and it's bad. But then summer, here, it gets ungodly hot. And the humidity is brutal. Better be careful with describing the weather and shit here. Wonder if someone could trace me by that. But it is quite bad in the summer. But that's where air conditioning comes in. And in my town here, it's not huge. So, by the time, so really in winter when there's nothing really to do, there is nobody out. The only person I see out and about is the mailman. Other than that, there is nobody around. And it gets really depressing because of how secluded it feels. But I like spring and fall way better than any other season because I feel like they're perfect. Spring here can be kinda iffy at times. Like, decides to act. Some years our spring is pretty good. 50s, a little chilly out still, but it's mainly all nice. But then, we still get some snowstorms, which is not cool. And maybe this is a little bit of a dumb pet peeve, but I hate when the weather dude says like, oh, there's gonna be a spring snowstorm. Like, in my opinion, that just does not sound right. A spring snowstorm. Like, that's like saying there's gonna be smooth roughness outside. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right at all to me. How is the weather where you guys are around springtime? Because here, as I was saying, like, it can be iffy. Last year, it was pretty good. I don't remember any issues last year. I think the worst it was last year was it stayed a bit more like gray and chilly. And I feel like with it being overcast like most of the time, it really affected like how warmer it got. But here, I'm really hoping it just acts like a normal spring where you got that nice, like, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I genuinely feel a big difference between a fall warm and a spring warm. Like, I don't know why, but I can honestly feel the difference. Like, if there was some way. Okay. Sorry if there's a weird, like, jump cut or if I cut myself off, because as I was transitioning away from rubbing the bottom of this like that, I flipped it over and I hit the mic and it made a gnarly loud sound. But anyway, as I was saying, I can tell the difference between a spring warm and a fall warm. Really don't know how to describe it. But I really wish, like, if there was some way, some possible way for me to experience a spring and a fall, like, back and forth right away, I could be able to tell the difference between the two. For some reason, a spring warm is more, I guess, like, uplifting than a fall warm. Like, how, I guess the best way to put it is, like around the times of spring and fall when it's like sunny and there's a slight chill in the air of both, but you can feel it getting warmer because of the sun beating down on you and all that shit. Well, I feel like a spring warm is better than a fall warm. And I guess the visuals have something to do with it, because when it's getting spring here, well, it does this everywhere when it gets spring. I don't mean to sound like only here we get leaves on our trees again and stuff, but I feel like that might have a role in it. Because in fall, everything's starting to look dead. Like the trees are dying and it's just pretty much everything's dying. And I think that might be a little depressing. Even though it's a tree, we don't really get emotionally attached to them, but I feel like that does have something to do with it in a way. Versus spring, when it's cold but it's getting warmer, we can see life being brought back into these trees, and especially I don't know about you guys, but nothing to me is more uplifting and happy sounding than waking up to the sound of birds singing outside your window. Even just thinking about it's making me almost kind of smile, thinking about just the sounds of waking up in the summertime or the springtime, and you got a bunch of birds singing out in the morning. It's really nice. I wouldn't mind winter all that much, though, if it wasn't for the snow. I really do not mind the cold at all. I mean, I don't like it, but if I had to, gun to my head, I had to pick between living in a place with a bunch of snow, but not that cold, or living in a place with very cold, but not that much snow, I am picking the no snow by far. It is I miss that. I used to live in a bit more southern of a state when I was 18. And I remember being blown away at the winter time. Because here, the winter is, I've pretty much said it 18 times throughout this video, but, winter here sucks. It's snow, cold, whatever, but when I was down in the southern region, it was the coldest I remember it getting was 20 degrees, maybe around the 15 mark. But for the most part, it was so mild and awesome. I'd give anything to have that winter, and not this one. And I am very jealous of you guys living in the South. And I know there's going to be someone say, well, why don't you just move? Well, two things are stopping me. One, I'm broke. And two, let's just say a very specific plant is not legal there. And, yeah. That would suck to have to move to an illegal state for a very specific type of plant. But you bet your ass is someplace Oklahoma, I don't know about Kansas, but northern Texas or states like made it legal to possess a very specific plant, you bet your ass I would move there in a heartbeat. Of course, if I had the money. I barely can afford to pay attention, let alone move a few states. But yeah, I loved living down there. The winter is the best winter I've ever witnessed. It's so much better. And any of my northern viewers are gonna understand what I'm talking about when I explain just how fucking miserable it is here in the winter. But we just got one more stretch, guys. And think about what we got coming. Gone are the cold, depressing times, and we're gonna see warm, no snow, birds singing, trees with leaves, flowers. It's all gonna come back. We just gotta wait a little bit longer. And don't fall into the bluesy winter blues. Because even though it seems like a long shot, and it feels just so far away, we can do it, boys. We got this. Well, I know this was a bit of a short one, but kind of went off the top of my head here. And this is my first video back, so didn't want to do nothing too crazy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And yes, I am back to uploading on this one. None of that bullshit where I upload it like once a month. This is gonna be a regular thing. I got a better mic now for it too. I'm not using my dumb phone mic. Might even do some ear-to-ear things on this. But I'm back. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It's a little task. And be double sure to have some sweet